guys, what is up? My name is Tori Peters. I am an entrepreneur, artist, author, and the illustrator of the book, The Power of Words for Teens. So today I'm going to be going over something that I'm super duper excited about, and that is watercolors. I love watercoloring. Honestly, I think they are so beautiful and so much fun, and they're, like, for me, they've been really easy to work with, and maybe, you know, it's just because I have practiced a lot with them, like, in the past and stuff, but I really enjoyed doing this video, and I enjoy, like, working with watercolors in general. So yeah, let's go over what you are going to need. So you're going to need 2 different containers of water, one for clean water and one for dirty water. And that's really important to make sure that, like, if your paintbrush is dirty, you put it in the dirty water, and then you wipe it off, and then you can put it in the clean water if you're going to use it like that. You don't really want to mix the 2 waters, so that's super important. Obviously, you're going to need some watercolors. I have a pretty professional set of watercolors, not going to lie. And mostly that's just because my mom is a artist and, like, an art major and stuff in school, so I've got a lot of stuff that's already just sort of in the house, and honestly it's probably a pretty expensive set, but I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, but I really enjoy this particular set. I wish I could tell you what kind it is, but I honestly have no idea. And so yeah, but you can honestly just use the stuff from, like, that come in the little, like, school containers that you get that are like $1.50 or whatever. Use that. Start off with that. It's not a big deal. Go for what use what you've got. Especially, it shows a more creative touch when you can use things that are super cheap rather than, like, anyone can use, like, expensive stuff. Besides, sometimes there is a learning curve and, like, make something really nice, but it shows even more talent when you can use something that's, like, super cheap and, like, make something really amazing with that. So yeah, use whatever watercolors you've got. You're gonna need 2 paper towels. I use 2 paper towels, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. And one of those is to put underneath the water so I can dip off my brush and take off all the paint from that. It turns into a pretty color on there when you do. A lot of times you'll get, like, pretty colors in there. And the other one is to, like, if you get stuff on your hands or on the table or whatever, wipe it off. If you get something, like, on the piece of paper or it gets too wet or something, you're gonna mop up that little mistake there with a paper towel. It's super easy, super simple. It helps a lot. Honestly, I try not to make mistakes to begin with, but if I do, or if there ends up being too much water or the color starts looking kind of muddy, I'll pick it up with paper towel. As you can see, this one's already sort of got some stuff on it. So from that, and yeah, so those are most of the things you're going to need. And now we're going to go over paper. Cool. Paper. Yep. So I don't remember what brand this was because I stuck a sticker over it. But yeah, this stuff is pretty good. This is honestly what I'm going to be using over this tutorial. It doesn't hold, it definitely, like, seeps up the water. So you gotta be careful if you're gonna do, like, layers and things like that. So that's just a little pro tip there. I figured that out yesterday because I hadn't actually used watercolors in the sketchbook until then. So yeah, this stuff can be pretty good. It's mixed media paper. It can help you a lot. I actually enjoyed using this paper. So this paper was pretty good for watercolors. This paper is very interesting. It works for watercolors, but as you can see, it does sort of ripple and buckle under there, so I would probably avoid using watercolors most of the time with this type of paper, unless you don't really mind, because it did buckle a lot when I used it, but it does work, so it's not going to seep through or anything, but it is going to buckle a bit. So this is just, like, normal sketch paper, and I guess it's medium tooth brand or kind. Yeah, it works. It just buckles. So just a little fair warning with that. And then this is normally what I use when I'm doing any sort of art piece, and I'll show you those in a little bit. But yeah, when I use an actual art piece that I'm, like, creating, I'll use this kind of paper. And the nice thing about this particular, like, pad of paper is that it's already like fastened down on the sides here. So in order to get it up, I normally have to like stick a pocket knife through there. Not gonna lie, it's really old, but it holds down the paper so that it doesn't bend while you're adding water and colors to it. So that's something that's kind of cool about that. It's really old. I don't know if you could even find that now, but I'm sure you can find something along those lines. And another thing that you're gonna need if you're not using something like this that holds the paper down on itself is tape. Get some tape, some painter's tape, as they call it. You can get the blue tape. There's some white tape in there, masking tape I think is what that's called. Yeah, use tape to hold down your paper so that it doesn't buckle and create like wavy surface on your paper. I found that out while I was doing some watercolor pieces that you'll see in a little bit, and one of the pieces started like buckling and getting all wavy. It's not buckling and wavy anymore because it sat inside a box underneath some heavy stuff for a while. The nice thing about that is that for like paper and things like that, if you just stick it under a bunch of heavy books, then it'll probably go back to being flat. Just a warning there. That's a little pro tip there that I figured out. So yeah, let's jump straight in now that I've rambled about paper for a while. Alright, so now we will go ahead and just jump straight into some actual techniques. Let's give you guys something actually to work with. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this big brush, and then I think I'm going to take this smaller brush right here, and we're just going to go with those to begin with. Okay, so one other thing is that if you are going to take a piece of paper or whatever, if you're going to use like cardstock or something that is watercolor paper, one way to make sure that your paper doesn't bend in any way is to start off by taping it down. I don't know where any tape is, and I'm not planning on taking this out of my sketchbook. Therefore, I'm not taping it down. But if you want to like take it out or take a piece of paper out and like put it on the wall or do anything like that with your art, then you're gonna want to tape it down to begin with. Little pro tip there, something you need to know. Alright, so first thing we are going to do is we're gonna start off with a technique. I don't know if it's called spreading, that's what I'm gonna call it at the moment, and we're just gonna put some water out on this paper, and I did not leave enough water on that brush, so there we go. It's probably gonna mess with this paper a little bit, make it bend a little bit because it is just mixed media, it's not actually watercolor paper. That's okay. And then we're going to go over some, we'll use blue. I like it. It's a pretty blue too. Oh my gosh. I forget how pretty these colors are. And we're just gonna put it on there and let it spread. That's why I'm calling this technique spreading. So yeah, you just sort of set it on there into places where there's a lot of water and watch it do its thing. So that's gonna be my dirty water down there. We'll do it again with a bit more pigment in our color there, making that a lot darker than the first one, as you can tell. Yep, and then if you want to, you can go in there, put in clean water, and then choose a separate color. Let's go with a green. Okay, so we're gonna go with this green, and you can sort of mix these together, put them next to each other, however you want to do it. Okay, here's some more. And it turns into a cool little spreading effect right there. As you can tell, it's probably not the best paper to actually do this on because it is gonna be making the paper sort of bend in different ways because I haven't taped it down. So we're gonna put that in the dirty water one. I gotta remember which one is dirty water and which one is clean water because I forget. Okay, So as soon as that dries, I'll sort of show you guys a little bit better how that works. But we're gonna move on to another technique. This one is more of a gradient effect. So we're gonna do the same thing, get some water on that brush there. And actually the brush probably had enough water still on it. I'm gonna spread it out, do like a little square here. And the way we're gonna do this is I'm actually gonna get a bigger brush for this one. Get that clean water. Go in there. And we're gonna pick purple this time. I probably needed some more of that, honestly. Some water onto my watercolor there. And we're just gonna spread it in there. And it still needs more water, so the way to do that. Put that right in there. And then we'll wash this little brush out right there. Oh. That's gonna take some. There's a lot of pigment on that one. And my water's already dirty. That's okay. So, not the clean water, so we're good. And we'll go back to that pretty blue here. Get some of that on my brush. How much of it I can actually soak up. Alright, and then we'll put it in here. And if you sort of go through there, the water, the colors will spread to each other. And you can sort of take each color, pieces in there, put them together. And you create a sort of gradient effect in there. So we're gonna let these dry for a little while, and then we can continue to sort of play with them later on. Cool, so we are going to go over another kind of stroke here. Yeah, so we'll just dip it in. I cleaned the water because it was purple. And let's go with a light green this time. So I gotta get some water onto that green. Watercolor. Okay, so this one is called a fine line. Obviously, that's pretty self-explanatory. We're just gonna go whoop, and show you how that works. And if you want, you can like add some water into the middle of that. And as you can see, it is sort of pulling some of that color in. You can take some of the color that's already on there and pull it in. If you want to just do that, you can. You can add some more color if you want to. However you would like to play around with it is up to you. But you can make some pretty fine lines. That's a really light color to use that with, so I think I'm gonna go with a darker color to show you. So let's see, I haven't used any red yet, so let's use some red. Okay. Ooh, that's gonna be real dark. There we go. It's almost orange. Interesting. Pull some more of that color out. And yeah, you can do however you want to do that. That's a lot of pigment on that, so I think I would add some more water to it even, especially to like smooth out that color. And right there. Ooh. There you go. So we got some pretty fine lines, if I do say so myself. Wink, wink. Anyway, So those are some pretty simple watercolor techniques, and I'm going to make a picture and show you guys how I use them as well, because I really enjoy doing that. So we're gonna do that. So, yep, here we go. Alright, there you go. This is my watercolor creation. Honestly, this paper absorbed a lot more water than I was sort of expecting it to. I was kind of expecting it to like sit on the surface of the paper a lot longer than it did, so that was very interesting. So you may want to go with more of a watercolor based paper rather than a mixed media paper, which is what this is, although it seems to have turned out really, really cute. So, you know, play around with papers, play around with watercolors, however you want to do it, play around with different brushes. This brush decided it was going to have purple hair from now on, so that's fun. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like and tell me in the comments how, I don't know, I haven't actually decided a question for today. What is your favorite small animal? I put a hedgehog right here, so yeah, we'll do that. What is your favorite small animal? Do you like hamsters? Do you like rabbits? Do you like ferrets? Hedgehogs? Whatever. What is your favorite like small rodent-esque animal? Yeah. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this and have a great adventure today. Bye guys. Bro, that's not what that's for. Come on, man. Seriously? Okay, fine. Whatever.